Hey guys, this is Den with D2 Destinations, and today we're going to explore the question of should you be riding a motorcycle after the age of 60? Good question that we're going to answer today by talking to several people and finding out what their answers are. So come along today as we ride up to Brooksville, Florida, and we're going to start off by talking with this young lady right here.
Oh, and I'm 70. That's why we're doing this little vid today, showing that girls, you can do it. I didn't start till I was 50. Now I'm 70 for real.
Yeah.
And on my third bike already, and I'm still enjoying the heck out of it.
We're out on a ride today, going to talk about a couple of things that I got in the questions in the comments section, and one of them is I noticed that there's a group out there that says that they're bikers over the age of 60. Do you still ride? What? I was like, yeah, I think there's a lot of guys out here still riding at over age 60. And yeah, believe it or not, yeah, I'm one of them. So yeah, that's the subject today. A while back I did a video called Young Guys, You Need to Ride a Goldwing. Now I think it's appropriate that we talk about, you know, some of you older guys, maybe if you've given up riding, it's because you had the wrong bike. You know, I had a Harley for a lot of years, and they're great machines, but for long distance travel or everyday comfort, not as good as a Goldwing, period, hands down. So I'm just going to lay it out there. Any of you old guys that gave up riding your Harley and you miss riding, you know, you might want to just try a Goldwing. If you've never ridden a Goldwing, you owe it to yourself to get out there and borrow one from a friend or whatever, take a test ride somewhere, and just see if you like it. I think you're going to be surprised at how great this bike is. So yeah, if you're over 60 and wondering if you should still be riding, my answer, of course, is going to be yes. As long as you are physically able and, you know, have the mental awareness and balance to still ride, you should be out riding. There's just no question about that. And the Goldwing is a really, really good alternative. If you've ridden a Goldwing and you hate it, well, okay, that's fine. But I have found that most people who ride a Goldwing are instantly amazed at how smooth and powerful and comfortable this bike really is. And if you're planning on getting a Goldwing at age 60 or above, and you're looking at the 2018 models and above because they're lighter, take into consideration they also have less wind protection. And if you're taking a passenger with you, the passenger pillion is not nearly as comfortable on the 2018s and up as it is on the GL 1800s from 01 to 2017. So if you're going to be riding two up before you make that decision, you should really take your significant other, because she's going to have a say. And from what I've seen, 95% or more of passengers fully agree that the older Goldwing is superior in comfort by a large margin. So if you're riding two up, that's just a consideration. But if you're riding solo and you just want a little lighter, sportier bike without the feel of, you know, the big grand Goldwing of the GL 1800, take one of those 18 and up out for a spin. Particularly the 22s and up, they have the larger trunk and the larger bags on the side and the back. So you want a little more luggage with you, get the 22 and up. But any of these bikes that I've just mentioned is going to convince you that you've been missing out because you've never ridden a Goldwing before. Talk to a buddy that has one, or see if you can rent one somewhere. But no matter how you do it, try and get out on a Goldwing. When you get on the highway like this, if you leave the windshield in the down position like I have it here, you do get a little more buffeting. What I'm going to do at the next stop is go ahead and release the levers and pull that up to its maximum top position. On the newer Goldwings, the 2018s and above, you don't have to worry about that. There's a little button on the side. You just push the button and that windshield moves automatically for you. So, okay, there's an advantage to the 2018s and up Goldwing right there. If you want to do that, you certainly have the pleasure of putting that up and down on the fly, but the windshield is not as big and does not provide quite as much protection as this one does. So you have to do this when you have one of the older Goldwings. We're just gonna settle down here real quick and pull the levers, bring it all the way up to its up position, lock that in, check our traffic situation. So here we go. Get back up to speed here as quick as we can. There we go. Perfect. And wow, look at that. There's a big difference in the amount of wind that's coming through now. So we can even close this vent down a little bit. There we go. Block even more wind for now. And I don't know if you can hear the difference on the audio of this, but it also seems to be a lot less buffeting inside the helmet as far as the audio pickup goes. If you're wondering, yes, indeed, I am using the new DJI action camera with the wireless mic. The wireless mic, it's the Mic 2 that they've come out with, that is tucked inside the helmet, inside the face shield where the chin portion goes by. I went ahead and glued one of the magnets right to the helmet, so now I can just stick it in there, and when it's time to go, just pull it off of there. The magnet is Gorilla Glued in place, so that's not going anywhere. And I think the audio comes out pretty nice, considering, you know, all the wind noise and everything else that's going on. And this helmet is an LS2 modular. It folds all the way back to convert into a 3/4 helmet. But I've been really happy with this LS2. I've got my cruise control on right now. And the other nice thing about the Goldwing versus the Harley is this button right here. That's the reverse. You push in the reverse button over here when you're in neutral. You click the starter button and it activates the reverse for you. So if you've had trouble with a Harley, you know, getting it around a parking lot or tight spaces, trying to push it back in gravel or something like that, and because you're over 60, it's a chore and you're afraid you're going to drop it, well, you know, that goes away with the Goldwing, because the Goldwing has reverse. So there's another reason. A reverse on a motorcycle, are you kidding me? No, it's true. It's true. And from 2006 and up, if you want extra protection, they even came with an airbag. That's right, an airbag on a Goldwing. So you can find a lot of different accessories out there that make the Goldwing really, really comfortable. One of the additions, if the Goldwing you're looking at, if it does not have a backrest, I think that attributes to about 25% of the overall comfort on longer rides, is just being able to lean back a little bit and have that back support. So if you're not fully convinced when you're riding a Goldwing, ride one with a backrest. And then if you're riding a Goldwing with a backrest and you have reverse at your disposal and you have all the electronics, you can do the GPS, you can, you know, hook up your phone. If you're not happy then, well, maybe it's time you stop riding. I don't know what to tell you after that. If you don't like riding in a group that much and you don't need the Harley to belong to that group, well, go lone wolf and try a Goldwing. There's two up, having a great day. Yeah, so another reason, if you're over 60 and thinking about giving up riding, there might be another reason why you really should not give up riding. A lot of guys retire a little before or a little after turning 60. The magic age is 62, when you can start receiving your Social Security if you want to, or you can wait until full retirement age at 67. But if you do retire at age 62, you're going to have a lot more free time to get out here and do this. Yeah, get out here, look for a twisty road, and just enjoy the wind and the curves. And I think that it's really going to be something that you think you should have done a long, long time ago. Retiring, that is. But would I give up riding going into retirement? I don't think that's a really good idea. I really don't. Because this is one of the times of your life where not only if you already have the motorcycle, certainly don't give it up, but you have a lot more time on your hands. So you're able to get out and ride that much more. Particularly if your spouse is still working and you need something to do. And getting out on the bike for a few hours in the afternoon is just a really great way to spend some time. So 60 and over and still riding, heck yes. And then you still have a hobby that you can actually spend more time doing. Riding a motorcycle is some of the best therapy out there. The old saying is you never see a motorcycle outside a therapist's office unless it's his and he's riding back and forth. So food for thought with all that extra time. And if you just give up your motorcycle right before that, I think you'll really be angry with yourself. There are a lot of things you can do in retirement, but I don't think there's one that gives you quite as much pleasure as riding your motorcycle, free to go where you want to go, when you want to go. I think that's part of motorcycling, is the freedom to it. And when you're retired, there's even that much more freedom that you have. So would I think about giving up riding going into retirement? Absolutely not. Looks like we got a helicopter up there. I don't know if you can see that, but Coast Guard, okay. The Coast Seas are out of St. Pete Clearwater Airport, guarding the Gulf. And I think they just come out here to watch the sports cars and the bikes run up and down Patterson. That's the road we're on right now, Patterson. It's on the Best Roads in Tampa Bay video. If you've seen that video, this is one of the roads on there. If you haven't seen that video and you're in the Tampa Bay area, you want to go for a great ride, watch that video. Take some notes, because as I mentioned earlier, there's not a way to really show an overall map to that whole thing that I'm aware of. So, but there are some great roads out in the back country of Tampa Bay. While you're in retirement, you can work on the bike a little more, right? Adding accessories and whatever else you want to on these great machines. But there's not a lot of maintenance to the Goldwing compared to a Harley Davidson. And the Harley shops, they want to charge you a fortune to work on the bikes, and a lot of the maintenance issues on the Goldwing are relatively simple, except for changing the air filter, of course. Now that's a big job. Yeah, you think, oh, change the air filter, no big deal. No. On a Goldwing, it is a very big deal. Harley Davidson, different. Yeah, that's easy on a Harley. That's the only maintenance downside I see to a Goldwing in comparison to riding a Harley Davidson. The rest of it is pretty straightforward. This flat 6 motor, so you can change your own plugs, you can change the oil, the final gear drive oil, you can add accessories to it. There's a lot of things you can do to your Goldwing, and you don't have to worry about the whole thing breaking down every 30,000 to 40,000 miles. These bikes are known to go anywhere from 200 to 300,000 miles with just minimal proper maintenance. One of the bigger things you'll be doing expense-wise is just changing the tires. Yeah, these things go forever, so 6,000 to 10,000 miles a clip, depending on what tire you're running. over 200,000-300,000 miles. That's a lot of tires, but certainly a lot easier on the maintenance expense than a Harley. All right, here we are northbound on Bellamy Brothers Road. We came up 41, turned right on Aaron Cutoff, took a right on 52, and then a left on Bellamy Brothers. And this is Bellamy Brothers. Heading towards the north, towards Brooksville. We're going to go to the Southern Family Barbecue. Excellent little barbecue shack on the side of State Road 50, that is. I'll show that to you when we get up there. But Bellamy Brothers Road, it gets you out into the country. Not a terrific amount of traffic, but a couple of curves and a really nice ride for a Sunday afternoon. Temperature mid-70s, nice and cool by recent Florida standards. So we get out here and visit the cows today, and the orange groves, and old Granddaddy Oaks. There's some beef cattle on the right here. And here we are taking a right on Powell Road. Powell Road is right off of Bellamy Brothers we were just on. And we're going to go up this way a ways and take a left on Cedar Lane. And Cedar Lane is the little country road that takes us in the back way to the family barbecue. And there they go. A bunch of Harleys riding in a pack. Take a look out in the fields. Don't see any deer, which is good. Take a look at that field. I don't see any deer in that one either, but sometimes you'll see deer and turkey out here. Want to be careful. Our Florida deer aren't huge, but they can ruin your day. All right, now down here at the bottom of this hill is Cedar Lane, and this is where we're taking the left to go over into the barbecue shack. Well, it's a family barbecue, so there we go. And this road has not recently been repaved, so it's a little rougher, but it's only two little lanes, bunch of trees. Oh, I can already smell somebody's having a campfire out here. Yeah, that's one thing about video. You just can't experience is the different smells and things that you intake along the way on your trip on a motorcycle, which is far different than just, cruising along in your car. The air conditioning on, the windows up. But this barbecue place has been around for quite a while, and they're not real expensive, and they typically have a pretty quick service unless a big group gets there right in front of you. Hopefully that group of Harleys we just saw just left the place, so we'll see when we get up here. And you get hungry, it's a nice little place to grab a quick bite to eat. This road coming in, this Cedar Lane Road, is one of my favorite little roads back here. You can see its elevation changes. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but we are going downhill right now. And then on this right-hand sweeper right here, we head back uphill. And I guess they're going to build some custom homes back here. That's a shame. There aren't enough of these little roads left. It seems like every time I come back onto my favorite roads for another ride, I find another development going up here or there. They built that big one off of Patterson, and it's kind of created a little more car traffic on Patterson. So it's not quite the free-for-all that it used to be when it was just really a playground for a lot of sport bikes and sports cars. And here's a couple of guys. There we go. Peace. But you can see why I like this road. Up and down the little hills, through a few curves, and then ahead of us we're gonna tee into State Road 50. The State Road 50 is also known as Cortez. But as we come up here, the barbecue place is going to be right on our left-hand side before we get to the intersection. So we're going to pull in the driveway here and hopefully get a space. Oh man, it looks like they might be packed because there's cars parked way over there. Alright, we're going to park right here in the gravel. And because I have reverse, I might reverse this out of here later, but we're facing a little uphill, so we should be just fine.
The actual name of this place is the Deep South Family Barbecue, and they've been around since 1998. So if you want a great place to stop for barbecue while you're up in this area, this is the place to be.
Well, that was a great lunch at the barbecue place. And while I was there, I was talking to this guy, and I told him about guys riding over age 60. And he said he rides with a group, and one of the guys is 78 years old. And the older gentleman and this guy I was talking to, which I think was right around 60 something, he said they both ride the M109. The M109, that's quite a bike. It has 130 horsepower and it's really quick. It's a cruiser style. You guys can look that up. Yeah, I don't think it's the most comfortable thing in the world, but he mentioned that when he sat on a Goldwing, it had the footboards and he couldn't really reach the ground around the footboards very well. I told him, hey, you need to give it a second try, maybe have a lowering of the suspension on the Goldwing and one without the floorboards, and it would probably work really well for you. But he's happy with his M109, and he rides with a bunch of guys with all different bikes. And one of the things that he said that the group got caught going back on a trip to Orlando, and the leader took him on I-4, and I was like, oh no! I always tell people, at all costs, avoid I-4. I-4 is just notorious for going 100 miles an hour in the left-hand lane, and the right-hand lane could be super slow or even stopped. It's just really super chaotic all the time. So he concurred. You don't want to, go I-4. We're at the Speedway, a classic refueling station here for a bunch of the motorcyclists, and you can see there's a few guys in here today. It's time to maybe top off the fuel and grab a Coke or whatever, and then head back out. You can see there's plenty of guys here though. And these guys are the Indians. Alright, we're gonna get some fuel and then head back on the road. Alright, I met this great lady, and to prove that people still ride over the age of 60, what do you say?
Hi kids, I'm from Canada originally, and I've been in Florida 40 years. I've been riding for 20 years. My current bike is an 02 Heritage.
Which is right over there.
Which is right over there.
Yeah, there it is.
I've had that bike since 2000, no, I forgot for a minute. Oh, and I'm 70, that's why we're doing this little vid today, showing that girls, you can do it. I didn't start till I was 50. It took the course, a motorcycle rider course in St. Petersburg, Florida, when I was 50. Now I'm 70, for real.
Yeah.
And on my third bike already, and I'm still enjoying the heck out of it. So don't be afraid, and it's worth it. It's such freedom. This is my first time doing this. I'm going to be on a video.
Good job. And as you saw, when I stopped there at the gas station for the fuel, every single person at the picnic table said that they were over 60 years old. And the lady that we had on there, Cheryl, she was just absolutely a gem. She is still riding at age 70. And she's riding a Harley Davidson. And I showed it to you there in the video. But props to Cheryl. She is just an amazing person out there riding and loving it, and enjoying the freedom, enjoying the lifestyle. And what a better way to spend your retirement than, once you have all the time in the world to do what you want, why not go out and ride? So that's the message of today. Yeah, there's a lot of people over age 60 who are still riding motorcycles. Some of them a lot. I was talking with Jerry, he's the other Goldwing owner there. He just went on a long trip up into the mountains and rode the Tail of the Dragon and did the Blue Ridge Parkway, the Charahola Skyway, and he just loves it up there. He bought that Goldwing just a while back, didn't pay very much for it, says it runs like a top, and it had no problems whatsoever. On that one trip alone, up and back, he put over 3,000 miles on his Goldwing. So yeah, if you're over 60, keep riding. I don't care if you're 45, 55, 65, 75. Once you ride a Goldwing, you're gonna love it. All right, guys, we're coming back into Tampa. Closer and closer to the Tampa airport. And I just wanted to say it's been a pleasure talking with you guys today. Yes, a lot of people are still riding over the age of 60. So keep the rubber side down, the shiny side up, and just get out and enjoy riding. That's the theme. Just enjoy the freedom of being out and riding. But as always, it's a pleasure having you guys along today with D2 Destinations. You take care. We'll see you next time.
Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Now I'm 70, for real.
Yeah.
And on my third bike already, and I'm still enjoying the heck out of it. And it's worth it. It's such freedom. This is my first time doing this. I'm going to be on a video.
Good job.